Let's begin. How's it going, guys? It's me, the Domotaku, here today to talk about an anime hype. Technically anime, but you know, who cares if it's the discussion of whether or not RWBY is an anime or not. It's fine. It's a cool series hype. We're talking about RWBY Volume 4. I was about to do this, but that's 2. No, Volume 4. We have some new details of Volume 4, and we've been knowing about this already for quite some time now. It's just that I haven't made a video on it yet, so here I am doing it now. RWBY has been scheduled, or RWBY Volume 4 has been scheduled for October 22nd. 2-2. Now that is quite times away, but it is, I think it is an okay date, and at least they have alerted us, for one, on the date, and they have sort of, they've shown some quite a lot of stuff. So if you guys couldn't tell from the beginning of the video, I have my RWBY gear on. I have like freaking loaded like every single thing because for one, I am a huge fan of RWBY, and they have brought some interesting information and changes to the series from what I've seen so far. So I did not go to RTX or Rooster Teeth Expo, but over there were a lot of cool things that happened there, including a trailer for, or a sneak peek trailer for RWBY Volume 4. Now, it is not officially released in like, whatchamacallit, on the YouTubes or anywhere on the website from what I've seen so far. But, you know, luckily there's the YouTubes and a lot of fans who have recorded the whole trailer from their camera phones or whatever. But I mean, at least I got to saw it. I don't really care about HD quality. I mean, hopefully they might release some kind of trailer like the one they showed at RTX like someday, like fully shown. But we got some glimpses, a lot of things in there. And I'm going to talk about the trailer. You can look up for yourself on YouTube. Just look up like RWBY Volume 4 trailer or something like that, and then watch it yourself. And then I also have here on my TV, it's not that big, but hopefully you guys can see it to an extent. Or you can Google image this. Designs for, redesigns, should I say that, for all the for Team RWBY in RWBY Volume 4. Now, a lot of interesting things happened, but we're going to talk about the trailer first. The trailer showed off interesting things. For one, they have changed, I think they've changed the animation style. I couldn't really tell from the video itself because it's from a camera phone and not like the actual thing, but from what it looks like, they've changed the animation style for RWBY and every single sort of the characters and whatnot, and that also makes sense because of all these new character redesigns and whatnot. The animation seems really different, and I can once again I'm saying because I've seen it from a camera phone's perspective, not the actual thing. But yeah, it looks different, and the animation and the fighting looks really different as well. In the trailer, we see RWBY fighting a bunch of Grimm, like in this destroyed, burned down village, and she's just kicking ass and whatnot. And it's really interesting because I don't know if it's just note or detail, but you know, her fighting style seems a lot different from that of her in Volume 3 or 2. It is not. It might be just me, or it might be just how they changed like the fighting and whatnot. But you know, in Volume 2 and 3, RWBY tends to lose her scythe or really be like vulnerable because she doesn't have her scythe on her, and you know, that's just how it is. And in this one, she seems to use a lot more of her speed and her scythe in a different sort of unique way, and her weapon does change also from like being able to change like what the freaking point is and whatnot. It's a lot of interesting things, and we also get to see more Grimm and like new Grimm designs, like freaking ones that show off spikes, and then a freaking gorilla Grimm. And then at the end, we also see the continuation of RWBY Volume 3, where John, Pyrrha, and Ren are like, she's rolling with them, and they're like coming to her way. It's like, oh, we saw this smoke, we're coming over to you. And then like RWBY says, oh, you better hurry. And then there's like a whole bunch of Grimm in the background like coming over. So for one, you know, after RWBY Volume 3, there's a lot of things that happened and a lot of tone changed to it, and we also have a lot of questions and other things that we don't know what's gonna happen. But after that whole scene, we see the rest of Team RWBY and what they're doing. So interesting enough, RWBY is with Team Juniper, and they're hunting off, I guess, to seek, I don't know exactly what their goal is, but they're off journeying together. Next up was Weiss, who is locked up in her home, most likely from her parents, to away from the danger while it's all happening. Blake is off on her own. She just freaking soloed out and quit the team. She's just doing whatever. And then Yang is just back in the house with her arm still, you know, and she's just chilling, I guess. She's just not doing anything. So, and that's it. And then you have the thing where it's like, oh, RWBY Volume 4 coming out October 22nd. So, after all that, wow, that was a really cool trailer. I hope we see something else to the trailer, or like something more like teasers for RWBY Volume 4. But coming back to Volume 4 and just RWBY in general, character redesigns, interestingly enough. So, like, the inner me speaking is like thinking that they did redesigns because there's something like a large time skip or some sort in RWBY Volume 3 to 4, and that could be plausible because, or they just did the redesigns and whatnot. And I also think that these redesigns are also a part of the animation team for Rooster Teeth, like changing up their look and their way and whatnot, because RWBY, I can't really zoom in on this picture, but you can look it up as well. From what I can tell, RWBY, of course, has more different clothing than her usual, like, luckily I haven't punched it, like her usual getup, like this, whatchamacallit, the dress and the hoodie. She still has the hoodie, of course, but then she looks more fitted for combat and whatnot. And of course, that makes sense due to all the things that she was told in Volume 3 and all the action that has come forth to Volume 4. Weiss has a new dress. It's like different from her combat skirts and whatnot, and then it looks like there's like two versions where there's like a short skirt and then a long dress and whatnot. Blake, I don't know what the heck's with Blake. Blake has this like long white coat and whatnot, and she's just doing whatever. Yang, I have no clue what Yang's doing, but then, you know, they had to redesign Yang because of her, was it her right? Yeah, it's her right arm. So, interestingly enough, Yang seems to play like such a. Yang is like very questionable because in this redesign here, we always see all the characters and they all seem ready and fitted for combat, whereas Yang, she just seems to have given up, and that's really possible that, you know, that she just has given up, or maybe later on in RWBY Volume 4 or like in the later half she comes back and she realizes that, you know, she can't give up and whatnot. But, you know, out of all the concept arts here, you know, Yang is still in her laid back uniform and just chilling at the house, and like, you know, it's just like, yeah, I given up. That's about it. And aside from that, mostly what I'm really excited about is the change in RWBY's animation and just sort of the look and whatnot, because, you know, I don't mind, like, the old look was really good. Like RWBY Volume 1 through 3, man, the look has changed so amazingly, and they've done so much good work with and production and whatnot, and just like making sure it looks awesome. And now that the RWBY Volume 3 was like a huge success, I think it was a success, and how much progress it's made and how much it's furthered into the series, now RWBY Volume 4, they're trying out something new, and I'm up for something new. You know, why not? I mean, they could just do whatever they want, and like, they want to try something out new, then that's fine by me, I think. And like, you know, it might be, once again, I'm debating the fact whether it is a redesign or not, because I just saw it from like a freaking camera phone and whatnot, so I didn't really see like HD 1080p quality or whatever of RWBY Volume 4. But that's just to say, you know, you guys can watch for yourself and see. Like, to me, I'm pretty sure there were some differences in the animation with RWBY, and just not like, I guess the fighting, yes, the fighting looks a little different, because for one, RWBY does wield her scythe a little bit differently now, and she holds it like, it's really weird, like, I don't know, you know, you usually hold a scythe with like two hands and you do something, but now she holds it with one, and then like, her fighting style is different. That's the only thing I've seen so far, and they acted a lot to RWBY and her combat abilities, not just using her scythe and her gun scythe anymore. She's actually freaking running and using her, what's it called, her semblance and her speed and whatnot, and the rose petals everywhere. And yeah, RWBY, basically, like, it's fair because RWBY has changed throughout Volume 3 to 4, and, you know, all the stuff she experienced in Volume 3, and we don't know if there's like a time skip between 3 and 4, whether to make her like freaking a badass or just like, you know, hella serious and whatnot. So, you know, if you guys want to check it out yourselves, go check it out on YouTube or Google the images, the character redesigns, YouTube the trailer for yourself. You can find a lot of people who recorded the trailer yourself. You can check it out. But, you know, for my opinion, I think RWBY Volume 4 is pretty interesting, and, you know, because they have changed the looks and the redesigns of the characters and the animation, that they're going to August, or not August, October. Was that January, July? January, February, March, April, June, July. August, September, October. So it's 3 months from now. October is 22nd, and yeah, it might take them that time to work up to finalize the look of the new animation for Volume 4 and whatnot, and the looks of the characters and their designs and whatnot, and that's okay. I don't mind, as long as I have a freaking release date, that's fine by me. And you know, hopefully we have a little teaser somewhere, like a legit video they put up on the channel or somewhere of sorts, you know, so we could all look at it and be amazed by their new work and whatnot. So anyways guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you like RWBY, because RWBY Volume 4 is pretty awesome. And you know, it's okay, don't matter if like it's an anime or is it an anime, is it not? It's a cool series. This is a series hype, even though I usually do anime hypes, whatever. So like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe, because when RWBY Volume 4 comes out, or if I get any other news involving RWBY Volume 4, then you bet that the Don't Taku here will be covering that news. And follow me on Twitter at Don't Taku, speaking of which, because you know, any of those news might appear up on social medias, Facebook's, the Rooster Teeth website, their YouTube channel, anywhere. You gotta follow me. You gotta follow them on the social medias and look up for the information. So anyways guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next video on the Don't Taku Anime channel. So take care guys, and matane, and RWBY Volume 4. Super excited.